Good morning, my friends. Welcome to Let's Get Bendy. Yeah, cool. Alright, guys. Welcome. Today, we are going to do some stretching. We're going to work towards our pike stretch. You guys should know what a pike is. And why is a pike important? Well, we do pike in gymnastics all the time, whether we're just doing shape changes on certain skills, or maybe we're even doing pike during a flip, like a back pike or a front pike. And then also, if you're on bars, you're piking all the time, like your glide kip, or some other stuff that I can't think of off the top of my head. In parkour, we're doing pike for our flips and different things like that. And it's also, it's your legs, which are big muscles, which need to be stretched so that we're not sore or anything like that. So we're going to run through a sequence for the pike stretch. We'll start with a standing stretch, which is just going to be our normal pike, and this is going to be kind of our gauge to see where we're at without stretching, like what our pike is like. And then we will do a whole sequence and then end with the same standing pike, and you will get to hopefully see an improvement, but maybe you won't. Who knows? It takes work. Alright, guys, so here we go. One thing I want to say for the pike stretch. What is important here is the shape of our back. So if I'm standing up straight, I have a straight back. If I stick my stomach out, I make my back arched. And if I round my chest, I become round or hollow. When we do a pike stretch, we actually want to be straight. So we're going to do our best today to keep our back in a straight position. And you will see me try that, and you will hear me say that. So what that means is just when you're doing the pike, we don't want to be round over like this. We want to try to actually be straight as we go. And then I will give you opportunities where I say, okay, now round your back and reach down. When we round our back, the stretch moves away from our hamstring, and it actually moves kind of into our back as well, which is not a bad thing to stretch. But if we truly want to be able to stretch our legs to get down into a better pike, we need to keep our back straight so that we end up stretching the correct parts of our leg rather than kind of doing an overall body stretch. So, with that being said, we are going to get started on our pike stretch sequence. Starting up tall, reach for the sky, say hello sky, hello sun, hello trees, hello air, and then we're going to reach with a flat back forwards, like so. So we're going to try to get down to level, so that you're in a table here, reaching forwards, and then reach down towards the ground. Keep your chin up. This is going to help your back stay straighter, okay? If you duck your head down, it's going to round out. So chin up, reaching down, try to touch your toes. If you can't quite make it to your toes, that's alright. Reach as far as you can. If you can make it to your toes, go for the ground. Holding this position here. And when you guys are holding this position, I want you to think about your belly button coming towards your knees, and that will help us keep our back straighter as well. Keep these legs nice and straight, reaching down as far as you can. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, bend those knees as you stand up. There you go, guys. That was your gauging stretch, which means that's where you started off today. Now we'll move on to the whole sequence. We'll stretch everything out, and then we'll do that one again at the end, and hopefully you guys will feel the difference. Okay? So the first stretch we're going to start off with we're going to individualize our legs. So we're going to tuck one leg in like so. The other leg goes out as straight as can be. And with a relaxed foot, we're just going to reach both arms forwards as far as we can, keeping our chest up. I'm going to grab around the sides of my foot here. If you can't grab your foot, grab your ankle. If you can't grab your ankle, grab your shin. But try to get your belly button towards your knee. Both arms are reaching out. And then we are going to point our foot, so point the whole foot, reaching around the side, holding it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. When we get to the end, we are going to flex our foot. 3, 2, 1. Flex your foot, grab your toes, hold yourself here. And then what we are going to do is we're going to drop our elbows towards our knee, so pulling our chest down. Keep your head up. Elbows go down towards your knee. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Make sure your legs stay straight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to take our arm, we're going to reach over to the opposite side of our foot. So I have my right leg out, my left arm reaches to the opposite side, and I'm just going to kind of twist my chest away from you guys as I pull with my arm against my foot. I'm going to hold that there. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then sit up tall, and here's what I want you to do. Roll your shoulders back, sitting up nice and tall, and we're going to reach forwards over our foot, but we're not going to grab on. And I want you to reach as far as you can, and don't stop reaching. So reach, reach, reach. For 10, 9, reach further. Keep your legs straight. 5, 4, point your foot. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so what we just did there is we were holding ourselves in stretches using our hands, and then we were trying to just stretch ourselves without using any added leverage, and that's really, really helpful for us, okay? Next, take that leg that has been bent in, put it over the top, your foot goes flat on the ground, and you're going to hug your knee like so. When you hug your knee, make sure you sit up nice and tall so you can get the most out of the stretch. You should feel the stretch here in your bum. Hold this here for a little while. Awesome. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright. Come on out. Shake out those legs. We're going to do the same thing, but on the other side. So bend in the leg, like so. Reach forwards for the foot, grabbing on around the sides if you can. Again, if you can only get your ankle, your shin, that is fine. Keep your head up high. Try to get your belly button towards your knee. Leg stays straight on the ground no matter what. Holding here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and point your foot, reaching down. Point, point, point. Don't stop pointing. Really, really hold yourself in this stretch. Take some deep breaths. And in 3, 2, flex your foot. Grab onto your toes, holding it there. And we're going to sink our elbows down towards our knee. Keep your chin up high. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And what did we do next? I think we sat up tall. Yeah, gotta remember this. Make sure I didn't skip anything. Yes, okay. Next, we're gonna sit up tall, roll your shoulders back, and you're gonna reach forwards over your foot. Reach, 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 keep reaching for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I did forget one thing. I remember it now. I knew I was. We're taking, if my left leg is out, I'm taking my right hand and I'm reaching over the outside and I'm twisting, pulling myself down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Take that leg that was just bent in, put it over the top, and hug your knee. Sit up nice and tall. Squeeze it in tight. Make sure we're on track here. Alrighty. Go ahead, shake those legs out. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to sit in a small straddle. So my feet are about as wide as my panel mat here, or my yoga mat here, okay? We're just sitting in this small straddle. And what we're going to do is we're going to reach down to each side and then down the middle, okay? So reach down to one foot. I'm going to start on my right side, reaching down with both arms, holding it here. I'm going to point my feet. Keep your legs nice and straight. Hold that stretch, hold that stretch. And then we're going to reach down the other side. Keeping my chin up, eyes on my toes. That seems to help keep my back nice and straight. Keep your legs nice and straight. Reaching down to the other side, nicely done. And then with our toes still pointed, reach down the middle. I'm going to grab on the inside of both of my feet if I can reach it. I'm trying to think about my belly coming down to the mat. If you can't quite reach it, just grab your ankles and try to hold yourself down. Belly coming towards the mat, legs staying straight. And then I'm going to repeat that same sequence, but this time with flexed feet. So I'm reaching for the foot, and I will drop my elbows towards my knee with flexed feet. You should notice the difference between the stretches with flexed feet versus pointed feet. When we flex our feet, we feel it in our calf. When we point it, it feels more in our hamstring. And reach to the opposite side, flexing our feet, elbows dropping down towards the knees. Excuse me. Awesome. Alright, now with flexed feet, reach down, try to get both hands on your feet. Again, if you cannot reach your toes, that is fine. That is what we're working towards. So just reach as far as you can. Try to get your belly to the floor. Awesome. And go ahead and wiggle your way back up to the top. Twist it out if you need to. Stretch it out. Wiggle your legs. Okay, next we're going to move on to a wider straddle. So really stretch that straddle out. And we will do the same sequence, one side then the other, then down the middle, and with an additional stretch in there. But for this one, let's follow along. We're going to point our toes first. We're going to reach down to one side, like so. Your other arm doesn't have to do much. We're just trying to feel a stretch in our hamstring, which is the part of your leg that should be on the ground, the upper part. Holding yourself right there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. When we get to 1, we're going to reach the other hand for the foot. 3, 2, 1. Reach your other hand towards your foot. Think about your belly twisting and getting on top of your leg here. Belly button towards the knee as always. 10, 9, 8, 7. When we get to 1, we're going to reach our arm over our ear. 3, 2, 1. So that arm is reaching over our ear, like so, towards our foot. My other elbow is able to reach the ground. I'm trying to think about my chest twisting open towards the sky. Legs are straight as can be. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sit up to the center. We're going to repeat the same thing, but on the other side. Okay? Switch to this view so that you guys can see that same thing. So again, my left arm is going to reach for my foot, keeping my leg nice and straight. My toes are going to be pointed, holding yourself here. And I'm going to start counting. When we get to 1, we reach our other hand for our foot. 10, 9, think about belly coming towards your knee. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and reach our other hand towards our foot. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and this time we're reaching our arm over our head, twisting our chest towards the sky, pulling ourselves down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now what we're going to do is we are going to flex our feet and we're going to reach down to the other side again. Both hands reaching out, elbows dropping down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And to the other side with a flex foot. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to reach down the middle here. When you reach down the middle, don't round over like this. Instead, sit up tall. Your goal is to have both of your sit bones, as they call it in the UK, sit bones, which is your hip bones. You should feel them on the ground as you're sitting here, okay? And as you reach forward or reach to the side, they can kind of lift up. What we want to do is just make sure they stay down and our chest stays up. It is our belly that is trying to drop to the floor. If you can do a pancake, we can do a pancake, alright? So we're reaching forwards, holding ourselves there. I'm going to grab onto the grass to kind of help myself out. Let's do pointed toes. Legs are nice and straight. Belly towards the floor. Keep your eyes up. That will help you keep your back straight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Don't come up. Instead, flex your feet. Holding it there with flexed feet now. You should have felt that shift in the stretch. It's pretty intense. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on out of the straddle. Shake your legs together. Woo! How's that, okay? Not so bad? Okay. Moving on. We're still stretching out our pike. You guys should be feeling it now. I'm definitely feeling it in my hamstrings. They're like, wow, what are you doing to me? And I'm like, I'm stretching you. Yeah, this is how I talk. My legs. Okay, we're gonna do a seated pike stretch now, which means that our legs are together, our feet are together. I'm gonna think about squeezing my knees together here, okay? And when I squeeze my knees together, what that's gonna do is it's gonna take my hamstrings and it's gonna kind of force them to relax a little bit so that I can stretch a little bit deeper. Okay, so with our feet just relaxed, we will slowly reach forwards towards our feet. Again, I like to grab around the sides of my feet because when I grab my toes, then I end up doing a little bit of my flexed foot. So instead, to have a relaxed foot, I'm reaching around the sides. My legs are going to stay completely straight, and my belly is going to reach towards my knees, okay? And when I do this, we do not need I don't know what I was about to say. Wow. Lost what I was going to say. When we do this, we do not need pointed feet just yet. Maybe that's what it was. I don't remember. Okay, so squeezing my legs together, actively trying to squeeze my legs together helps me go down a little bit further. If I kind of relax my leg and then I try to drop down, I can feel like I can't quite make it that far, but if I then tense up my legs and squeeze them together, keep them straight, I actually can go a little bit further. And you're like, what? When you use your muscles, you can stretch further? The answer is yes, because a passive stretch where nothing is happening, as I pull myself down and stretch my hamstrings, my quads are also resisting myself, and it's not allowing me, like my quads are not working, so they're not helping, I guess is the words that I was looking for. If I squeeze my legs together, these muscles on the top of my legs start working, and they actually, what they are doing is they are making my legs straighter so that I can push myself just a little bit further. Okay, now we're going to point our feet away from us, reaching down, holding 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and guess what comes next? Flex your feet, grab onto your toes. We're going to try to lift our heels up off the ground, okay? So even if you can't reach your feet, you still can lift your heels off the ground if you try really hard by flexing your toes. And then we're going to drop our elbows towards our knees for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we are going to now relax our feet. And what we're going to do is I want you to sit up tall, and we are going to take our opposite hand. So basically I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to reach it across to my left foot. When I do this, if you look at my feet, ready? When I reach for my left foot, my right foot sticks out. If I reach for my right foot, my left foot sticks out, okay? That is okay. This leg that is not being stretched, so basically this leg that is just out, I want it to just relax and go long, okay? So it's going to go as far as I can. As I pull, what I'm doing is I'm actually shifting the alignment of my hips, and I'm kind of stretching just one side as opposed to the other, but since both are straight, they are both stretching, okay? So I'm going to take my right hand to my left foot, and I'm going to just pull myself down. Think about my belly coming towards my knee, right there. Ooh, that's a good one. This one I feel quite a lot, and it helps me individualize my legs, which then will help later when we're using both legs, because if you just stretch both legs at the same time, sometimes they like to fight against each other, especially if you're doing splits. But if you stretch each leg separately, then try to stretch both of them, they won't fight as much, and then you can actually get a better stretch. Alright, we're going to switch to the other side, so our left hand is reaching over to our right foot, and we're pulling ourselves in. Squeeze those legs to keep them straight. Awesome. Okay, sit on up. And now what we're going to do is, since we've been sitting for a little while, there's quite a lot of tension that kind of builds up in your back as you're like leaning forward. So we're going to just drop down onto our stomach for a quick moment, and we're going to push up to a seal stretch. So we're stretching in the opposite direction of what we just did, right? So we've been leaning forward the whole time. Let's just stretch it out in the opposite stretch here, working on our seal. And what I want you guys to do is relax into the seal stretch by just kind of being there. And I want you to just wiggle around a little bit. So wiggle side to side, wiggle back and forth, wiggle forward and back. See if you can feel stretch moving around in your back, just to loosen up some of the tension there and change up what we've been doing. And then we'll push back into a cat stretch, wiggling our hips. Okay, holding this here, armpits towards the ground, eyes on your fingers. And come on out. Okay, 2 more things, and then we are done. How are we doing on time? I think this one's gone over a little bit, but that's okay because we're getting a good stretch. So, in the seated pike position, so with our feet together, We're going to reach forward one more time, and this time our belly goes towards the ground, but then I will let you drop your chin down, and we're going to try to basically just fold in half like a suitcase or a ground taco, like a taco you threw on the ground. Okay, are you ready? Arms up, reach forward, and fold in half. Think about belly going down towards your knees, but then your chin, try to think about your chin and your forehead kind of going towards your ankles. That will help you extend through your spine and keep your back a little bit straighter. Keep those legs nice and straight. If they start to bend, come up a little bit. 10, 9, take a deep breath. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Come on out. Shake out your legs. Okay, we have one last thing to do, and that is what we started with. We're going to do our standing pike stretch. Again, guys, when we do this stretch, I want you to think about your belly coming towards your knees and your head reaching as far towards your feet as you can so that you extend your spine and really get the proper stretch going, okay? Now, this is going to be referenced against what we did at the beginning, so you remember what you did at the beginning, how far you made it. Let's see if we can make it just a little bit further. Reach for your toes. If you can reach your toes, reach for the ground. If you can reach for the ground, put your hands flat. And if you can put your hands flat, I want you to grab behind your ankles and kind of, oops, excuse me, reach behind your ankles and kind of help yourself pull your chest a little bit further down your legs. Okay? Ready? Arms up, straight back, reaching down, reach down to the ground, your toes, hands flat. If you can get your hands flat, then we can grab and we can think about pulling down just a little bit more. Keep those legs straight. This is where we really want to think about keeping our legs squeezing together, okay? Really squeeze those legs together. Take some of the pressure off your quads and put it into your hamstrings. Very nice, very nice. Okay, for 10. Breathe deep. 9, 8, 7, a little bit deeper. 6, 5, 4, 3, become a taco. 2, 1. Bend those knees and curl yourself up. Shake out your legs. Give yourself a little twist. Wiggle your hips. How do you guys feel? I feel pretty good. That was a longer one, but that was a good stretch. That was what I needed. I don't know about you guys, but that felt great. Alright, thank you for joining me today for Let's Get Bendy. I hope you guys enjoy it. I know I do, but this is not about me. This is for you guys, okay? So please watch this. Please do these. If you're not doing them, then what's the point? Alright guys, thank you.